Welcome back, students. Okay, we're doing a bit of factoring. We're trying to get x squared minus 7x plus 10 by multiplying two binomials. We're using a factor frame or the goalpost method. So we're trying to get, they're both negative, you learned that over experience, so we need two numbers, so the number, but other than that it's the same as they're both positive. In other words, we're looking for two numbers that add to 7 and multiply to 10. So it can go in both places, but here if we want, now I think you all know two numbers that multiply to 10, but just in case you didn't, I know there's only very few of you have the old calculator, but still I'll show you the new calculator and the old calculator over and back. Shift factor. So 2 and 5, so let's drop them in there, except they're negative, okay? So it's negative 2, negative 5. Okay, and we look at our, so that's our answer that we've made. Okay, so you lift off the frame, x take 2 and x take 5. They're your two brackets, and we'll check our answer. And if your sound is working, not only will it show that it's clapping, it'll actually make a clapping sound, which is great. Can you go on to your next question? And here the two numbers actually cancel because there's no x, so it's a -1 and a +1. Okay, now some of these you won't have done before. A -3, we'll be doing these this week, +3 and a -3. Okay, lots of difference of two squares here. So you're basically putting in a plus and a minus when you see just a -16 here, you need plus and -16, because it does make sense, because you can just say, well, I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to -16, so it's a plus and a minus, and they add to nothing, so they have to be the same as they have to be opposites. Okay, and we're up to one we like, kind of the ones we've been doing so far. So 9, so two numbers multiply to 18. Of course we can factorize it, but look, we know it's even, so let's divide 2 in, 2 9s. Okay, so we want a +2 and a +9. There's a 9 and there's a 2, and it's commutative because it doesn't matter what way they go. Boom, boom, oh, 2 9s, 18. Oh, it should have been 3 and 6. Silly me, I wasn't careful. Okay, I can check or I can do it again. So let's go 3 and 6. Look at that, I made a mistake. Mistakes are great when you're doing a practice, not an exam, but mistakes are great because you show yourself to be a little bit more careful. Next, and my score is now 4, and you can keep going with your score if you shrink your screen down a bit with this button here. And by the way, you can use that button to make it large. I don't know why it's not working. If I hit escape, it'll do it. You can, if you ever want to start the test again, you can hit this refresh button, and the scores will go back to 0. And then as we go to harder and harder ones, you'll go up to level 2 and level 3. That's it, guys. As always, I will see you in the next one.